Your dog will never look you in the eyes and say, "I love you," the way a human would. But every day, in small, quiet moments, they whisper it in a language you were never taught to read. Hidden inside the way they watch you, the gifts they bring, and the way they appear at your side at just the right time are some of the most honest love letters you will ever receive. And the crazy part? Most owners walk right past them, never realizing what's being said. Because if your dog has ever done even one of the three things in this video, you're not just someone who fills their bowl. In their mind, you are their person, the safe place they chose in a world that once felt confusing and loud. To a dog, that's the highest "I love you" they can give. So what are these three heartfelt ways your dog says "I love you"? The ones most people miss until someone points them out. Once you learn to notice these little signals, you can't unsee them. Everyday routines, walking past the couch, getting ready for bed, sitting down to work, suddenly feel different because you realize your dog has been saying "I love you" all along. Let's start with the first one. 1. The soft, lingering gaze. There's a difference between a hard stare and the kind of look we're talking about here. In the animal world, a fixed, tense stare can be a challenge, even a threat. But when your dog relaxes their face, softens their eyes, and just quietly looks at you, that's something completely different. Maybe you've seen it. You're on the couch, scrolling your phone or watching TV, and you suddenly feel it. You glance over and your dog is just looking at you. Their body is loose, maybe their head is tilted, their eyes are round and calm. They might blink slowly, sigh, or scoot just a little closer without saying a word. That tiny moment is not random. It's trust. Dogs don't hold soft eye contact like that with just anyone. For them, letting their gaze rest on you without tension is a kind of emotional vulnerability. In dog language, they're telling you, "I feel safe enough with you to relax my guard." Researchers have even found that when dogs share gentle eye contact with their favorite person, both the dog's and the human's bodies release more oxytocin, the same hormone that strengthens the bond between parents and children. It's not just cute, it's chemistry, it's connection. So when your dog gives you that quiet, lingering look from across the room or from their spot at your feet, they're not just being cute, they're soaking you in. They're memorizing the sound of your voice, the way you move, the way the air feels when you're calm. They're saying, without a single bark or wag, "Right now, with you, my world feels right." Picture them in the morning, still sleepy, head on your pillow or paws draped over your arm. Their eyes flutter open, they see you, and their tail thumps once against the bed. They don't jump up, they don't demand anything. They just look, breathe, and relax. That quiet choosing of stillness beside you is love in one of its purest forms. That's one of the first heartfelt ways your dog says they love you. And if you thought a simple look could mean that much, wait until you see what it means when they bring you their most treasured thing in the world. 2. Sharing their most prized possession. Dogs are funny about their favorites. That one toy that's ripped, dirty, and somehow more precious than the brand new ones you keep buying? To your dog, that's treasure. It smells like them. It carries their bite marks, their memories, their comfort. So when your dog picks up that favorite toy, not just any toy, but the special one, and brings it to you, that's not just a game. It's a heartfelt gesture. You might think they're only saying, "Let's play," and yes, that's part of it. But there's something deeper happening underneath the squeaks and tugs. In the dog world, truly prized items are often guarded, hidden, or enjoyed alone. Sharing them is not automatic. It's a choice, and it isn't always a toy. Sometimes it's a stick they found in the yard, a leaf, or even something you'd normally shoo them away from. The object itself isn't what matters. What matters is that they carried it to you on purpose, tail hopeful, as if saying, "Here, I brought you something that matters to me." Imagine your dog trotting over to you, toy in mouth, tail mid-wag, eyes bright. They nudge your hand with it or drop it at your feet and step back expectantly. In that tiny ritual, they're doing something incredibly vulnerable. They're trusting you with the thing that makes them happiest. Behaviorists often describe this as social bonding. By offering you their toy, your dog is inviting you into their joy. They're saying, "This is my favorite thing. I want you in this moment with me." It's the canine version of a child saying, "Here, you can hold my favorite stuffed animal." Or a friend saving you a seat at their favorite spot. Sometimes they aren't even asking you to throw it. They'll bring the toy over, lie down beside you, and simply chew while pressed against your leg, as if your presence completes the experience. They aren't just playing near you, they're playing with you. Pay attention to when they do it too. Many owners notice their dogs bringing toys when they're sad, sick, or stressed. You might be on the couch after a hard day, shoulders slumped, eyes tired, and suddenly there they are, toy in mouth, ears slightly back, gaze searching your face. It's as if they're saying, "I don't know how to fix it, but I can offer you this piece of my happiness." That's not just instinct, that's empathy woven into play. And you'll notice, they don't always do this with everyone. Some people might get a polite sniff or a quick hello, but you get the toy. You get the invitation. You get the honor of being part of their happiest moments. So the next time your dog drops a soggy stuffed animal in your lap or proudly presents you with a chewed-up ball, try hearing what they're really saying. It's not just, "Throw this." It's, "You matter so much to me that I want to share what I love most." That's the second heartfelt way your dog quietly says, "I love you." But for some dogs, love goes beyond soft looks and shared toys. For them, love means making sure you're okay, over and over again, even when you don't realize they're watching. 3. The quiet check-ins. Not all love is loud. Some of the deepest expressions show up in the background, in the in-between moments when you think nothing is happening. One of the most touching ways a dog says, "I love you," is by quietly checking on you again and again without making a big show of it. Maybe you've seen this. You move from the kitchen to the bedroom, and a minute later, you hear the soft pad of paws behind you. You close the bathroom door, and when you open it, they're lying in the hallway, waiting. You sit down at your desk to work, and after a while, you feel a presence. They've wandered in, stretched out by your feet, and fallen asleep. They're not always asking for pets. They're not demanding treats. They just seem to need to know where you are. In a dog's mind, keeping track of the pack is serious business. In the wild, drifting too far from the group can be risky. So when your dog gets up from a perfectly cozy spot just to walk through the house and make sure you're still there, they're acting out something very old, very instinctive, and very loving. This is especially powerful with rescue dogs or dogs who didn't have the easiest start in life. At first, they may keep their distance, unsure if you're safe. But over weeks and months, those tiny check-ins start to appear. A head poking around the corner, a cautious step into your room, a quiet curl at the foot of your bed. Each new check-in is a stitch in the bond they're slowly sewing with you. Some dogs take this even further. They'll adjust their distance based on how you feel. When you're cheerful and active, they might flop across the room, relaxed and casual. But the moment you're sick, sad, or overwhelmed, they draw closer, lying beside your bed when you have a fever, putting their head in your lap when you cry, or sitting quietly at the doorway when you're pacing with worry. They may not understand every detail of what you're going through, but they feel your energy shift. And instead of looking away, they choose to stay near it. That is not convenience. That is devotion. Owners will often say, "He just appeared out of nowhere when I needed him most." But your dog didn't appear out of nowhere. They were already tuned in. They were already listening for your footsteps, your sighs, the way your breathing changes when something isn't right. Those silent check-ins, the hallway waits, the doorway glances, the soft footsteps following you from room to room, are your dog's way of asking, "Are you okay? Do you still need me? I'm here if you do." When you put all of this together, a pattern emerges. The soft gaze that lingers just a little too long to be random. The favorite toy placed in your hands like a tiny, slobbery gift. The quiet patrols through the house just to make sure their favorite human is still within reach. These aren't quirks. They're sentences. A whole love language written in looks, gifts, and footsteps. If your dog does any of these things, even just one, you haven't just raised a good dog, you've become their home. To a dog, home isn't a place. It's a person. It's the heart they choose to circle back to again and again. So the next time your dog lifts their eyes to meet yours, drops a toy in your lap, or appears in the doorway just to check that you're still there, take a breath and let it land. That's I love you in one of the truest forms you'll ever experience. If this helped you see your dog a little differently, stay with us. There is so much more to discover about the secret ways dogs think, feel, and love. And now I want to hear from you. What's one strange, sweet, or funny thing your dog does that you now realize might be their way of saying, I love you? Tell us in the comments. Your story might be the next one we share.